Yes, my G's, got some heavy Neurofunk stabs today for you, made in Serum. Here's a little preview. So this one's going up on my Patreon. It'll be up soon. I haven't thought of a name for it yet, but I will. I'll get it up there straight away after this video. But basically, yeah, really like these stabs, and let's break down the sound design. It's not a super complicated one, this one, just a good use of the right kind of filters, the right oscillators. So yeah, Oscillator A. We basically have one main movement. Just make sure you see everything on Serum here. There's nothing really crazy going on, like the smoothing is off, the voicing and mono legato. The portamento glide is off for this one. But yeah, only two LFOs being used. One of them is doing the main movement, and it's this LFO1 here, which is, yeah, the rate is just 1/8, and it's simple kind of saw down kind of shape with a little bit of attack at the start. Yeah, a little bit of, tiny bit of release on the main amplitude envelope, and that's pretty much all I've done down here. And so yeah, we're basically just using the Monster 1 wavetable under the spectral Monster 1, and then the position is set to right at the bottom at 1, and it just modulates to go up around 27%. And so already that's starting the movement, right? So it's kind of the basis for the sound there, really, the Monster wavetable being modulated through its cycle, you know. -2 here, no unison on this one, but we are going to use some FM in this as well. We're going to FM the sub into here. So sub also at -2, and that's, yeah, it's coming in on the FM at 14% here. Yeah, really nice. And then we can get Oscillator B in next, which is a quite aggressive one, because this is just a square wave, flat square wave, also -2. And here we've got some movement. I've done a little low pass movement and a high pass movement. So the low pass goes from 0 up 87% on the LFO, and the high pass starts at 80% and goes backwards 92%, so all the way back on the LFO as well. And we've got a bit of the of that square wave coming into Oscillator A as well here, about 26%. So that makes it a bit more, yeah, just slightly more gritty. So yeah, very gritty sound already there. And yeah, the next thing that I do is I also add in some noise, and the noise is also going to be modulated on the LFO. The level is set to 0 and it goes up 40%. Okay, and the noise is my favourite one at the moment. It's the Geiger counter, and the count is set to about 70%. The stereo is up all the way as well. Alright, so next we add in a notch filter. It's a band reject filter here, and we've got a bit of movement at the cutoff centered around 210 Hz, and then swinging left and right of that central position a little bit, around 26% in total. And the width is also being modulated here, which is quite important. That goes up 46% from 0. And that gives you this resonant kind of, yeah, this resonant tone to the sound. Which is really nice, right? And everything's running through that filter, and that's basically the best part of the sound, really. You know, everything was set up with that monster movement first, and it all came to life with the notch filter. Alright, and then basically we'll do the effects next. Quite simple again. Convolver, only around 7%. Could be a bit more if you want, but I wanted to keep this sound fairly dry and powerful still, so I didn't go too heavy on that. Chorus next, bit of movement as well on this. Using the low pass filter in the chorus, setting that to around 1700 and putting about 25% of swing onto it on the LFO. and then bring that chorus back down again. About 20 or 25%. Next, hyperdimension, just using the dimension this time. The mix set to 31. Brings the sound into a really nice space. Yeah, just makes it like a little bit wider, but not going like too out of control. Next, the low-high splitter. So this one, again, we're just using the distortion in the high end only, just over 1000 hertz, and the drive is set to about 19% here. But yeah, it makes a massive difference. Like, just adds loads of bite on the top of the sound. Just the whole treble just comes alive. And then finally, I've actually put some natural movement into the stabs as well, because they're quite repetitive. I used a separate LFO, and we've done a small notch movement, a subtle one, at a higher position here, around 800 hertz, and going back to the left, sort of 12%. On an LFO which has a different rate, and it's a slower rate. So the main one was 1/8, and this other LFO here with this sort of subtle movement is set to 1/4 dotted, right? So you can see the movement is different to the main stabs. And that means that every stab hit is going to have a slightly different frequency kind of response, you know? And that keeps the stabs more interesting as you hold the note down. And also adds a bit of extra push and drive to the whole sound as well, just because of the nature of the notch filter's drive setting. And that's pretty much it, wrapped up. That was not too difficult to make, but sounds great, especially with a beat. So really wonderful, nice, powerful Neurofunk stabs. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you learned a bit. And as I said, these ones are going up on my Patreon straight away, so they'll be on there by the time you get this video. And if you want a bunch of other amazing Serum presets, make sure you check out my newest pack, which is still on offer, on sale now for the rest of this week. And that is Rebirth, and links for that are down below. You can also find other presets on my website for Phase Plant and Vital. And you can also book in production lessons with me via the links below if you want to level up your sound. Come along and join us on Patreon Discord as well. And hit me up via email if you ever want any mixing and mastering work done on your next release. Alright, that's it from me today. Much love. More from me soon. Ciao, ciao.